What's up, guys? It is a wonderful Sunday here in the lovely state of Michigan. So if you guys watched the last couple other videos, we do have other new parts that are going on the ramp today. This will be a two-part thing just because I want to split up the installs so they're kind of not together but separate from each other, and it'll keep the video a little less as long, I guess. So what we have today is we have this lovely setup ordered off of Amazon. This is the Powerstop Z36 front brake kit for the Ram. This is their heavy duty truck and tow package. Since I'm going to be towing something relatively large, I want to make sure I have plenty of stopping power. And I must say, these are some beefy rotors. So comes complete, fresh brand new brake pads and some brand new hardware, which we'll be putting all that stuff on. And so as you can see, we already got the tires and stuff off. Now the brakes are starting to squeak. This truck does have 86,000 miles on it. The stock brakes lasted a lot longer than I thought, but I do a lot of highway driving. But as you can see, sort of, I can't really tell. There we go. So you can see the pad's not too horribly bad, but it is starting to squeak. There are little wear indicators. I don't know where on the specifically on this one exactly where that wear indicator is, but all it does is it's like a little metal tab, and it just kind of touches the rotor, and it creates that's the squeaking sound that you hear sometimes when your brakes start to get low, is that little metal tab touching the rotor to let you know, hey, your brakes are getting low. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna start with the brakes. That's what this part one's gonna be, is just doing the brake install, and then part two will be the bag install. So let's see what we got to do here for the brakes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what needs to come off, and then I'm just going to kind of do it. So let's get a flashlight going here. So as you can see right there, top and bottom, there's these two bolts got to come out. These are your slides. This is what helps the caliper go in and out as needed. So we need to get those two off, then this caliper will come off. And then back here, as you can see, this big one, again, there's going to be two of these. There's going to be one on top, one on bottom, and that's what's going to mount this bracket. So this bracket and the caliper both have to come off to pull the rotor out. And then these little tabs, I don't know how well you can see them. These little tabs are kind of a pain to get off. What these are, you can destroy them getting off, because all those are there for is when the truck's going down the line and it's being put together, they put that tab on to keep the rotor on as it moves down the line. So those aren't needed. You don't need to have them on your truck, so you can destroy them getting them off if you have to. I'll see if I can get it to work. I usually take a pair of dikes. All I do is just grab one of these tabs, usually with it, and just kind of twist it. And usually rip it right off. See how easily that just comes off. Again, you can destroy this. They are not needed. It's easier to do with my right hand, feel my left hand. Again, just peel this tab back and it should break right off. So that's pretty easy. So I'll get the caliper off. The caliper bolts are usually pretty easy. I think that's a 14 millimeter if I remember right. Could be a 13. So these are generally pretty easy. Yeah, it's a 13. Easy to get off. It's going to take a little bit of effort. Now the big ones in the back take a lot of effort. In most cases, what I'll probably do is I'll probably get the impact and take it off with my impact. But if you're doing this at home, you don't have an impact, you don't have anything like that, you're going to want to get something that you can get a lot of leverage on, because those are on there, like really on there. So let's pop this off real quick, and we'll go from there. And we're back. All right, so white brush, and we're just cleaning up. And all I did was just kind of clean up these areas here where the brake pads will ride in. Just make sure you get all the gunk out of there. So just give it a good scrubbing around. Just try to clean it up. We are going to install this rotor because it says skirt front and driver's side on it. Drilled and slotted rotors, so they're kind of directional. I need some brake fluid, or brake parts cleaner. Usually these come with like a coating on them, just to keep them from rusting while they're being, I guess, stored. So what you want to do is you want to take this, spray on here a little bit, and then just wipe it down with a clean towel. So that's what we're going to do. Put it right there so you can see what we're doing here. Just go around, quick little rub around, make sure it's nice and clean, the surface is clean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on, right, lined up best I can, and see how it kind of tilts like that. Again, lug nut on the bottom, push it in as far as you can get it so it's kind of seated. Now, not all lug nuts are going to be able to do this. Like this one doesn't go all the way down, but that's as far as it goes, but it holds it kind of straight. So that's kind of the important thing, is that it just holds it kind of straight up, mainly because this bracket here, as you'll see in a second, slides over top of it, so it has to stay relatively straight up when you're installing, especially the bracket. So we'll take this, again, the slides go towards the back, put that right on there, just get these started. I always check the threads of the bolts too, just when they come out, just to make sure that everything's okay and nothing's really super crazy. I don't suggest doing this. That fell down. But this is my truck. I can do what I want. Should tighten those down by hand, not with a impact. But again, it's my truck. Do what I want. So let's get over here. Let's see what we got here. Now, all of these awesome little clips. Let's see what this little thing says. So basically it's just kind of telling you, you know, how these little clips go on. So these are the, obviously the extreme duty ones. This is what I bought it for. Now this goes on like that and like that. Should go on just like that. Now what we'll do is we'll take this over here. Now it doesn't look like these are picky choosy on which side they go on. Some will actually come like where it'll be a wear indicator on one pad, and then there won't be one on another. So you always kind of want to make sure that putting this right stuff on the right side, blah blah blah. So we got that one. Same thing with this one. If I can get them to not be hooked onto each other, that'd be fantastic. All right, pushy towards the outside. Goes on just like that. Pad material, backing plate. You have to, so you probably can't see, but see how you have to slide this one down back behind the bracket a little bit. So with these tabs on, just make sure you just watch what you're doing so you don't get it stuck. Now, tricky part here is these two pistons need to be depressed, need to be basically pushed in. So there's a couple getaways we can do this. I do not have my, there's actually a tool that you can get where you just kind of use your hand and just kind of pump it and it pushes them both back at the same time. I just realized I do not have mine. So we're gonna kind of try to do this the not so right way. So I'm not gonna show you that part because I don't condone it. And again, it's my truck, I can do what I want. So let me get that on and then we'll continue on. All right, so we got the pistons all the way seated back in flat so that they go over the new pads. And we did get the caliper installed. So just put this on. You know, sometimes you get hooked on your, sometimes you have to push these slides back a little bit so that it gets behind, you know, behind this portion of the caliper. So sometimes you have to work that a little bit. I always put the bottom one in first, just with my fingers. It helps line this one up a little bit easier and kind of holds the weight of this. So, and then these don't take a lot of force to put on. You know, you want them tight, but don't reef on them too hard. But that is pretty. I must say that looks great. Now, these brakes might be overkill. I don't really know. When I was looking through it, everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, these are night and day, man, with the between the stock brakes and then these ones. Well, the stock brakes on this truck were really good. I can stop this truck in a very, very short distance with the stock brakes with very little no fade. Very little to no fade. So I'm gonna get the other side done. Obviously I'm not gonna film that all over again, but I'm gonna get the other side done. The tires are gonna get rotated today. Put the backs on the front, fronts on the backs, since we have the tires off anyway. So, and then we'll do a test drive and really see what it's like. There is a break-in procedure for these brakes, which I'm going to have to find. Never known brakes to have a break-in procedure, but apparently you should really stick to it. So I'll have to figure out where that is and figure out what that procedure is. And then, you know, I don't want to have any problems at all with these brakes. So, but like I said, you know, those things, I mean, oh yeah, those look fantastic. So let me get the other side done and then we'll do a test drive.